I mean, this is one of the reasons why I say our people really need to check themselves. As black people in this country, we really need to check ourselves. I am heartbroken by the video that came out of Mbombela recently. You know, the ANC, they just celebrated their 112 years in Mbombela Stadium. And there's a video that is still making the rounds right now in social media showing the members of the ANC outside of the venue, man, fighting for food. I'm looking at this video and I'm like, guys, is this exactly what we want? As black people, man, is this how we want to be treated? Why do we continue voting for the people who are treating us like this? You see, right now, I see many people, man, many commentators, people are upset looking at this video. How can the African National Congress treat people like this? But if you are familiar with the ANC, you know this is not the first time the ANC is treating people like this. ANC is actually used to treating people like this. So it makes you wonder that, are these people, man, do these people actually have pride? Do you have pride as a black person, man? When you are standing in front of that van, fighting for KFC, do you feel proud? Is it worth it? Is that event of the African National Congress worth it? Is your vote worth this? I honestly feel like black people in this country, man, we really need to check ourselves. We really need to check ourselves. This video, man, I'm heartbroken by it. I'm heartbroken by this video because you look at this video simply shows you how the African National Congress treats the people of this country. But for some reason, the people of this country, man, they will continue voting for the same party that is treating them like this. They are going to vote for the same party that is treating them like this. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for our people, man, to be treated like this? Then you have these people, man, every time when they are in front of the television, they are talking about the apartheid and how bad apartheid treated our people. But these people, man, they organize events, they organize these rallies, but they cannot even feed the people properly. They cannot even feed the people properly. Why is it so, I mean, like, what is it so hard about actually organizing a catering company that is actually going to be responsible for feeding people so that people can be fed in a responsible manner? People can be fed in a responsible manner and a respectful manner. Why are you feeding people like this? Are people actually happy with being treated like this? That is the question that I have for South Africans. That is the question that I have for South Africans, man. This is the same political party that talks about apartheid and how bad apartheid was. They talk about how bad people were treated. They talk about how black people till today are still the victims of apartheid. But the same political party is turning around and treating the same people like this. Treating the same people like this. Is it worth it?
In anything, there's what they want you to see and what they don't want you to see. And you can learn a lot by looking at both what's happening on a stage and what's happening behind the scenes. And if there's a big gap between those two things,
I mean, like the ANC could have just hired a catering company. These people, man, they could have just hired a catering company. People, man, forming lines and being fed in a respectful manner. But they didn't do that because they don't care about these people. The only thing they care about the media, they care about the cameras, they care about showing the people that we actually had the stadium full. They don't care about the treatment they are giving to those people. They don't care about the treatment they are giving to those people, man. How are these people actually different from apartheid regime? How are they different from apartheid regime? If these people, man, every time they get a chance to talk about apartheid, they remind the people of this country how horrible apartheid is. But if they look at their actions, are they any better from the apartheid government? Is the ANC government any better from the apartheid government? Is the ANC government treating people better than the apartheid government? This is nothing but humiliation. It is straight humiliation to the people. And the fact that the same people, man, who have been treated like this are the same people who will wake up in the morning, early in the morning, to go and vote for the same political party that is treating them like this. The party is already failing to provide the services. It's failing to provide the services. Right now, it's failing to feed them. I am not surprised that the ANC is failing to feed its people. I'm not surprised that these people, man, they cannot even give people water and electricity.
In anything, there's what they want you to see and what they don't want you to see. And you can learn a lot by looking at both what's happening on a stage and what's happening behind the scenes. And if there's a big gap between those two things, that can actually help you understand what's going on. In this footage here, you can see people who were at the ANC January 8 event in Bombela Stadium yesterday fighting for food, fighting for KFC and loaves of bread. The food ran out and now the truck is going to make a strategic exit, you know? And it shows a lot about a lack of regard for the attention.
I mean, guys, it's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. As a black person, man, I'm embarrassed on behalf of these people. I'm embarrassed on behalf of these people, man. I'm looking at these people and I'm like, Jesus, we are the only race that can actually stand this kind of treatment. Black people are the only ones that can stand this kind of treatment. You will never see this treatment when it comes to white people, Afrikaners, Indians, all sorts of people, man. No one will accept this treatment besides black people. Black people are the only ones who are accepting this kind of treatment and continuing to vote for the same people who are giving them this kind of treatment. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Those people, man, are embarrassing. They are embarrassing.
Out and now the truck is going to make a strategic exit, you know? And it shows a lot about a lack of regard for the attendees, a lack of good quality management, a state of chaos, a state of mismanagement.
I mean, like, guys, these people are being fed like animals. They're being fed like animals. Can you see? These people, they're being fed like animals. And they're okay with that. They're okay with that. But when we come on this platform and when we talk about these things, people will always come on this platform and say, Thomas, I remember this other gentleman yesterday said that, Thomas, you like to pretend like you come from the suburbs. And I'm like, geez, man, I say it every time that I come from the townships. I live in the townships right now. I'm reporting this to you from the township. But just because I live in the township, that doesn't mean that I need to accept the treatment that the ANC is giving to the people. I am refusing. I am refusing to be one of those people, man, who is allowing the African National Congress to walk all over me. I'm refusing. I'm refusing. I'm refusing to see politics in the eye of race. I'm refusing to see politics in the eye of identity politics or racial politics. I'm refusing to see politics that way. I chose to see things how they are. I chose to see things how they are. And unfortunately, when we talk about these things, man, some people are not going to be happy. Some people are not going to be happy because they love the idea of black people being the victims. They love the idea of black people, man, being helpless. That is exactly what they love. I hate the idea of black people being helpless. I hate the idea of black people, man, being treated like this. I hate it. I honestly wish that black people in this country, man, they can actually wake up and say, guys, we cannot continue to allow politicians, man, to turn our lives upside down. We cannot continue to allow politicians, man, to manipulate us with racial and identity politics, man. We need to start things how they are. We need to start saying our black people in this country, man, they are being oppressed by the black government. That is exactly what we need to say. Black people in this country, they are being oppressed by the black government. They still want to talk about apartheid. They still want to talk about how they are the victims of apartheid. The same people who are voting for the African National Congress. They are talking about now we are still the victims of apartheid because, you know, the members of the ANC, every single chance they get, they remind these people that apartheid is worse. Apartheid is worse than feeding their own people like dogs. In their own words, apartheid is worse than feeding their own people like dogs. In their own words, apartheid is much worse than their, like, you know, when someone steals from you, it's fine. But you know, when a person from your own race steals from you, it's painful. This is why I am so livid with African National Congress. Because these people, man, are black people. These people, they understand where black people come from. But for them to continue treating black people like this is the reason why I'm livid with these people. For you guys to continue lying to the people. Every time when people try to hold you accountable, you say, no, do not look at our actions now, look at apartheid. Every time when people try to hold the ANC accountable, the ANC says, no, do not hold us accountable, hold apartheid government accountable. They say I'm an anti-black, broker. They say my platform is anti-black. Simply because I advocate for black people, man, to start seeing things how they are. People are saying this platform is an anti-black platform. This platform, Thomas, you hate black people, man. You don't say anything good about black people. But how can I say anything good about black people when black people, man, continue to vote for the African National Congress, when African National Congress is treating them like dogs? It's treating them like dogs. Must I come on this platform every day to continue and rant about apartheid and rant about how people were oppressed in apartheid? Must I turn a blind eye on what these politicians are doing to the people? Must we turn a blind eye when we see a black political party treating its own black people like this? Must we turn a blind eye? Are people actually asking us to turn a blind eye on all of these things that are happening in the country? I remember someone the other day saying that, Thomas, you need to start focusing on exposing, white people more on your platform. And I'm like, man, this is not the platform for exposure. This is not the platform for investigative journalists. I did not create this platform because I wanted to expose. Man, I created this platform because I wanted to make black people aware that, guys, we can do better. That is my own goal. I don't care about exposing other people. I don't care about exposing people. That is not my goal. That is not the reason why I started this platform. I started this platform because I wanted to make black people aware that, guys, we deserve better. This is the reason why I am so harsh on black people. This is the reason why I am so critical on black people. Because black people, man, they continue doing things like this. They continue doing things like this. What must I do? Must I come up and make excuse for all of these people and say that, guys, these people, man, were oppressed by apartheid. These people, man, they're still suffering the traumas of apartheid. That's why it is acceptable for the ANC to feed them like dogs. They expect me to come on this platform to say that the ANC must continue to feed people like dogs because apartheid was horrible to them. Everything is apartheid to them. Everything is apartheid to them. And I refuse to be that black person, man. I refuse to be a naive black person who continues to allow politicians to lie to him simply because these people are black. Simply because these people are black. This is the same event where Ramaphosa was telling people about how bad apartheid is. But his own people, man, are failing to feed the people respectfully. They are failing to do that. And they want us to believe that they are any better from the apartheid government. How can I sit here and say these people are better than the apartheid government? How can I say that? How can I say that? Man, I am livid with these black politicians, man. I'm livid with black politicians not being honest and truthful with the people of this country and telling them, guys, this is where things are. Politicians in this country, man, they continue to gaslight people. They continue to gaslight people. I mean, every chance they get, they play identity politics, they play racial politics, every single chance they get. They don't want to tell the people of this country the truth. They don't want to tell the people of this country the truth. And their supporters are getting mad at us when we are talking about things like this. They are getting mad at us when we are being critical on black people. I remember I was asking my friend the other day, I was like, man, do you think the Chinese right now are highly active because they were lazy? Do you think the Chinese were actually not critical of their own race? Do you think the Indians were not critical of their own race? Man, you look at how successful the Indians are. Do you think those people, man, were not critical of their own race? You look at the Muslims, man, you look at how strict those people are. Those people are strict. They on the line. They are very critical of their own people, man. They do not allow their own people to make stupid decisions and continue to say, yeah, just because we are all Muslims, we're going to allow you to make stupid decisions because we are all Muslims. That's not how they do. Do you think the Afrikaners actually are not critical on their own people? It is only us. For us, victim mentality is accepted. Victim mentality is accepted. You need to tell the people that, guys, you are the victims, despite of what political parties are treating you like, despite of everything, you are the victims. You are the victims. These people, man, these people, they believe they are the victims. They believe they are the victims. I'm so livid at the black politicians, man, continuing to lie to people, man. Continuing to make people feel like this. Look right now, the treatment that they are getting from their favorite political parties. The treatment that the people are getting from their own favorite political parties. And to think that the same people are going to wake up in a couple of months, they're going to wake up and vote for the same political party and turn around after 2 months and start complaining about how bad things are in the country. They're going to start saying, no, things are bad in the country. State-owned entities are broken down. There is no infrastructure. These people promised us a police station. They promised us this. They promised us that. For the next 5 years, the same people are going to complain about the African National Congress. But when it comes time to actually do something about this African National Congress, the same people are going to vote for the African National Congress. And people expect me to come on this platform and say that, oh, people are victims. People are victims of the trauma of apartheid. This is the reason why they continue to vote for the African National Congress, man. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of black people, man, playing the victim mentality every single chance they get. What is the excuse right now? What is the excuse for the ANC doing this to its own people? What is the excuse? There is no excuse. There is no excuse. I refuse to believe that I'm a victim, man. I am not a victim. I am not a victim, man. I am not a victim.
And there's nothing wrong with feeding people who come to your event. But if you have not arranged properly for the food, it shows that you have disregarded those attendees and your entity is going through a state of mismanagement. Even if you're on stage, you may be trying to present a picture of excellent management.
But when are we actually going to hold these people accountable, man? These people, man, they disregard their own selves. Of course, the ANC disregards them. We know the ANC doesn't give a damn about them. But when are we actually going to hold the same people accountable and say, you guys don't care about yourselves? These people, they don't care about themselves. That's why they keep voting for the party that is breaking down the country. That's why they don't care about actually changing the direction of the country, because they don't care about themselves. They don't care about their families. They don't care about their children. They don't care about the future of this country. I am not going to blame the ANC on this. I'm going to blame the people on this. For them to be treated like this, I think the people may need to be like, geez, we need to be treated better. These are the kind of videos that should make people think we need to be treated better. Of course, the ANC hates them. Of course, the ANC doesn't give a damn about them. We know that. The ANC doesn't give a damn about anyone in this country. They don't care whether you are black. They don't care whether you are white, whether you are African or you are Indian. The ANC doesn't give a damn about you. The ANC serves the ANC. But what about the people, man, who keep voting for the African National Congress? When are we actually going to hold these people accountable? And when are we actually going to bash these people to continue holding the country back? We need to bash them. We need to bash them out of voting for the African National Congress. It's freedom of choice, but we need to bash you for your freedom of choice. You have your freedom of choice, it's fine, but we are going to bash you for your freedom of choice, because your choice is making our lives a living hell.
You look at an Apple event, for instance, when they do their iPhone launches, etc., you can see that there is a synchronization of what...
Man, ANC is nothing like Apple, man. ANC is nothing like Apple. Why are you even comparing ANC with Apple? ANC is nothing like Apple.
What's happening on stage and off stage, and that denotes excellence. But this does not denote that. It denotes a state of crisis and a state of schizophrenia, where there is an aspiration for excellence on the stage, but a reality of mismanagement on the ground. This shirt is from the Cape Town Marathon. It was a very difficult marathon. Anyway, what do you think? Let's have a conversation.
Man, I guess the only thing for me to say is that, man, these people, man, they must continue voting for the ANC. Continue, you guys, continue believing that you are victims. Continue believing that today your life is a living hell because of apartheid. Continue believing that. Continue believing that. I know that it is comfortable. It is comfortable. When you say that I'm a victim of apartheid, man, it is comfortable. It is easy for you not to take responsibility for your life. It is easy for you not to even hold your own favorite party accountable because everything is the fault of apartheid. You guys must continue voting for these black politicians. You must continue voting for black politicians. Black politicians have good intentions in your heart. Continue voting for them. Continue voting for them. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.